Do you have woofy pets? Are they living in your house for protection? Are they constantly in your business, in your way, not allowing you to complete your important Viking work? Are they birthing all over your rugs? Can you not get anything done? Then we had the solution for you, the Wolf House 3000. With the Wolf House 3000, you get all the classic amenities. A roof over their head, ample bedding, plenty of room for an ever-growing wolf pack, a beautiful view, and more importantly, all the space they need for that special wolf cuddling. So, order your own Wolf House 3000 today, only in Valheim. Cue the inflatable wacky waving men.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Verbal RD. Thank you so much for stopping by. As you just saw from the preview, today we are going to be building a wolf house or a wolf pen. If you have wolves in your encampment that are there to protect, or you're breeding them for meat or furs or whatnot, this is a great place to build that's close quarters so that they will breed faster, but also just as a place to contain them. So let's get right into the build. First off, as always, you want to find a spot big enough and clear and flat enough for our build. I've cleared out this area right here. I've placed around several workbenches. We are going to need the stonecutter bench in order to build this. Let's take a look at the materials that we are going to need. As you noticed in the materials list, there is tar listed in this build. I'm going to be building what is considered the deluxe model of the wolf house. That will include dark wood as well as shingled roof pieces. You can build this with just normal planks and normal thatch roofing. It's completely up to you, but this is the more deluxe version of this build. So we're going to start, we're going to have a clean area, leveled out as best as you can. Taking our stone, we're going to figure out where the front of our buildings will be here. The back of our building will be back here. And we're going to start off with a 2x1 stone wall. And we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to switch to the 1x1 stone wall. We're going to place 1 on both ends of this, like so. And now we're going to switch back to the 2x1. We're going to be alternating pieces here. So we're going to do 2 and 1, 2, 1, 2, and finally 1. So you should have a 1x1 in the back corner, 2x1, 1x1, 2x1, 1x1, 2x1, and ending with a 1x1. We're now going to repeat that on the other side. And we should be looking like this. Next, we are going to take our 2x1. We're going to bring this in 1 on both sides, and then drop a final 1x1 on either side of that. Switching over now to our stone pillar. On every 1x1 that we have, we're going to drop a stone pillar. And that should look like that. Next, we are going to break this one, recollect those stones. We're also going to break this one over here and this one back here, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. Grab yourself some wood. This is the best way that I can get the iron door and the iron bars in the center of these blocks the way that I want them to be. So we're going to select the 2-meter wood beam horizontal. We're going to place 1 here, and then we're going to come in here to the center, and we're going to use our shift button to make sure that we're not trying to snap anywhere, but we want to estimate where the center of this would be, and we want to drop a board in there. We're going to do the same thing here. Put 1 on the inside, 1 on the outside, and then holding down shift, we want to try to center this in there as best as we can. We're going to do that here as well. And one last place, we're going to come back here and do that here. The reasoning for this is, like I said, we want to try to build ourselves a center point. So we can get rid of those outside ones now to conserve on the wood. And on this back wall, we're going to extend this all the way down. On this one, if you want to build a ladder to get yourself up for this, that's fine. Or if you can jump up the stone, that is good as well. And we're going to lay down a 1-meter board on the stone pillars in the center only. Switch back to the 2-meter. And we're just lining up the center here. Put a 1 meter on this stone pillar. Finally, a 2 meter there. And we're going to do that on each of these sides. When you're done, it should look like this. Now, you can remove these inner and outer boards if you want, or you can just wait until... Because we're going to eventually remove all of this wood as well. We're just using these as kind of guidances of places to snap to when we put up our iron bars and our iron door. So that's all that this is just, it's snapping points. Now we're going to make sure that we have our stone with us, and we're going to come back and replace those 2x1 walls that we removed. This next part, we're going to start off with these stone arches. Now, the nice thing is that they have fixed the snapping on these stone arches. You used to have to play around with these to get the other side to snap properly, but now they'll snap automatically. So we're going to place one here, and then we're going to rotate that 180 degrees, place another one there. So we get this nice little archway window kind of looking thing. And we're going to go around to each of these openings on every stone pillar. And we're going to attach a stone arch, like so. So here in where our doorway is going to be, we're also going to do the same thing. And that's what it should look like when you're done. At this point, we're going to go back and get our iron, and we're going to open up and select the cage wall 2x2. And in each of these little window areas, you're going to aim it down here towards this bottom, but it's going to snap to that board up top. That's why we put all these boards in place. I don't want them to be back here. I don't want them to be sticking out front. I want them to be in the block. So we're just going to go around and fill in all of these windows. And when you come back here, we're also going to fill in here. So you see how it's snapping right to that board. We're going to place these across here. Gate's going to operate the same fashion. You can either snap it to the front, snap it to the back, but I want this to be snapped here in the center, just like that. On this back piece here, we're now going to flip back over to our stone. We should have some stone left over. We're going to flip back to the stone, and we want to aim this stone to where it gets in the center of that stone post back there, just like that. And then we're just going to continue all the way across, finishing off that wall. Now, I suggest you get back up top, however it is that you got up there in the first place. You could have left your ladder there. And we are going to remove all of these boards that we put up as guidance. Once you have all of that done, that should be all of the stone that we need to use. At this point, we need to grab our 1 meter vertical board, and everywhere there's a stone pillar, we're going to place a board on that 1x1 block. Just like this, all the way around, even in the corner. Now, once that's done, we're going to switch over to our 2 meter vertical board, and then we're going to attach these boards on top of that, taking them all the way up. And when you're all done, it should look like that. Next, drop a ladder down, and we're going to place a piece of wood flooring right there. To that flooring, we're going to add stairs, and we're going to bring them all the way down to the ground. Now, once we have our stairs, we're going to do our little bit of flooring up here. So I'm going to switch over to my flooring, and starting here, I'm going to add this, and it's going to hang off the edge like so. That's going to come all the way down, and then I'm going to come up here. We're not going to hang this off the back edge. We're going to put it right on top of those 2x1 boards. And then on this side, just like the other, we're going to hang the board off the edge, off the wall, bring that all the way down. And then just like on the back, we're not going to hang it over the edge here. We're going to go right to the edge of the wall. And then normally what I'm going to do is I'm going to add boards, flooring right here, and bring that out to here. So we're going to leave this little gapping piece in here like so. Now this is where you have a choice. You can either have the tar available to you and you can make this decorative pieces, or you can just use regular wood boards. It's completely up to you. As I said, I'm building the deluxe version of this wolf house, so I'm going to be using the decorative boards. So we're going to start over here on this side, and I'm going to select the 4 meter dark wood pole. There's a reason why I'm doing 4 meter. I only technically need 3 meters here, but the 4 meter is more cost effective. We don't want it to stick up like so. We're going to have it drop straight down here on this corner, and we're just going to hit every single 1x1 stone pillar, just like we did on the inside. Now back here, we are actually going to have this stick up. Just like that. And there'll be a reason for that later in the build. So we're gonna have that there, and then go around each of these. These front ones, just like the back, we're gonna let them stick up. Now we're going to select the dark wood arch, and starting on this side of the stone pillar, we're going to place a piece there. We're going to place a piece there. Actually going to bury part of this 2-meter board in the ground. We're going to drop it there so that it, matches everything up. And then we're going to get the 4-meter board, and we're going to put it on either side of that stone archway, just like this. Next, we're going to take this wood wall 26-inch inverted piece, and right here, lining it up with the overhang that we have, we're going to add an inverted piece on every one of these wood pieces that are over top of our stone pillars. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. So that's what that should look like when we're done with that. Now, this is going to be one of those little tricks that I've learned in the past on how to kind of modify your build a little bit so that you're not necessarily on the points with everything that you connect. We're going to select our 26-degree wood roof crossing, and we're going to get this to line up on this piece just like this, where it's half on and half off. We're not completely putting it on. We're not attaching it to the end here like this. We're just going to get it to snap right there. And I want to put one there, and I want to put one there. Now, we're going to be making some braces because I need to brace this so that I can build the rest of the roof proper. So we're going to grab our 1-meter board. We're going to attach it to the end of this wood cross. And we're going to add a 26-degree beam right there. Attaches to there, but now it's halfway into the inverted beam. And we can remove this cross, attach a normal 26-inch beam right there. And now all we have to do is just mind the spacing. So it would be 1 2-meter board, 1 1-meter, 1 2-meter, and then you can come in with your 26-degree angled piece, attach it right there to those, and this will keep everything in line and will give us the shape of the roof that I want to get. So we're just attaching that 26-degree wood beam to each of the snap points in the support that we just built, where it looks like that. Now, once you're at this point, you're going to want to remove these support beams. Pick up that wood because we're going to need it, and then we go back over to the other side and we do the same thing on the other side. And it should look just like that. Now we're going to head inside and we're going to go up to the second floor. So what we're going to do is across each of these pairs, we're going to add a 1-meter board. And then starting wherever you want to start, we're going to do a 45-degree on both sides, add a 1-meter horizontal support, switch over to the 26-degree, and we're going to do 2 of those high and add a 1-meter support at each snap point. So that should look like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side and connect the 2 together. Now up at the peak of this, we're going to add our 26-degree roof cross. So for this outside one, you may have to drop down to the ground. But we're going to add that right there like that. And on the inside, we're going to add the one right there. So that's what that should look like. Now we're going to go through and do this on each of these double pairs. Same way. All said and done, it should look just like that. Now we need to grab our tar and some wood, and we're going to do our shingles. And again, if you don't have the tar available to you, that is fine. You can use the wood thatch roofing. But for this, as I said, I am doing the deluxe version. So we're going to start with the 26-inch shingles or 26-inch thatch roof. We're going to add those in those large gaps in between. We're going to leave the small gaps alone. We don't need to put anything there. Trust me, rain is not going to come in and damage your wood. If it does come in, it doesn't come in enough to actually do any wood damage. So we should put those there, and then we're going to go inside and grab our 45-degree, and then we're going to finish this roof off with the 26-degree shingled roof or 26-degree thatched roof, whichever you are currently using, and attach those to the rest of the gaps in the roof. And there we go. Our roof is done. Now we have a few decorative things to do. We're going to switch on over to our dark wood beam 4-meter board. We're going to add one there. We're going to add one there. We're going to add one back here. We're going to add one here. And then we're going to switch over to our 2-meter dark wood and fill in the spots. So up front here, we're going to add a little bit of a design. We're going to grab our wood wall 45 degree, the one that has the wood piece on it. And we're going to come over here and we're going to snap it right there to that piece of dark wood that's sticking up. And we're going to rotate it and snap the other side down like that. We're going to come back over here. Going to do the same thing on this side. Snap it to that dark wood. And then we're going to snap this piece to that one like so. Then we're going to grab our wood wall 26 degree. We're going to bring that here. Snap that in the center. Rotate. Snap that to the other side of this. And then we're going to grab our 45 degree wood angle beam. We're going to do one here. Now, I don't want to connect to this piece. I want to put it on top of so that it's actually touching the roof. And we're going to rotate that again to where there's a little space now created. And take a look out from the outside. And that's what you should have right there. Now to fill that space, what we're going to do is you're going to need your fine wood and a little bit of tar, and we are going to grab the wolf adornment and we're going to let that thing just snap right into its place. And we're going to snap a wolf head onto our wolf house. Keep that fine wood on you. We're going to need it because we're going to come here to the back, and on this back side, oops, I just realized I made a mistake. So we're going to need to break this and collect the supplies and this one. I forgot that I actually needed those both to extend up. So we're going to place those, a little bit of extension, the 4-meter vertical board. We're going to place that up with a little bit of extension. And now we're going to come here to our wood half wall with the smooth side facing outward. So you can see that there's a side that has a board on the back of it, and then that's the smooth side. So the smooth side facing out, we'll do this down here. We're going to snap to this board and then just come all the way across like that. These little gaps that are right here, you can either leave them gapping, or I would say what I would actually do is I would go by the wood 1x1 wall, and with the smooth side facing out as well, we're going to snap that. It'll leave a little bit of a bump in the roof wall, but honestly, it's not that noticeable in my opinion. I'm okay with it. I just like having that space kind of really closed off. Now we're going to grab our horizontal dark wood beam, and starting over on the end, we're going to put one there, come over here to the other side, put one there, switch over to our 2-meter beam, and finish that off in the center so it looks like that. One last thing that we need to put up there is we need to bring up a 45-degree angled board. If you aim it towards this, we don't want to go onto the snap point, but if you aim your board towards the snap point, you're going to see it's going to snap there, but there's going to leave a little bit of a gap, which is absolutely fine. We're going to put one of these on each side. Again, we're going to aim towards, not towards the snap. We don't want it to snap into place. We want it to go right there, and we'll take a look from the inside. And you can see that there's a little bit of a gap right there. It doesn't completely attach, but that's where we want to have it placed. Next, we're going to switch to our dark wood arch, and we're going to make sure it's positioned this direction. We're going to actually snap it right where it meets that 45-degree angle board. We're going to go one there. We're going to rotate this one, snap it the same over here, and then grab the 4-meter dark wood arch and complete that off. Now, you can either leave this open, or I like to get decorative. I told you this was the deluxe version of this build. We're going to go and select the carved dark wood divider. See how there's a corner piece? There's a straight piece on one side and curved pieces on the other. We're starting with the curved pieces going inwards. We're going to line that up all the way over here to the end, drop that in place, and then we're going to rotate it 180 degrees. Do that, and then just rotate and drop these in place all the way across. So now for our wolves, we need to give our wolves a place to sleep. We're gonna do a little creative use of other build pieces to give them a place to sleep. We're gonna select under furniture, we're gonna go to bed. And we're gonna take our bed, we're gonna make sure that the head of the bed, the tall part of the bed, is at the back wall of this build. And we're gonna slide this back. See if you slide this back how it disappears into the stone, and you can go so far before it actually turns red. Same thing if you go over. It can only go over so far before it turns red and it won't snap, but we can get a little bit of play here. And we're gonna push this back. You wanna try to get the front edge of this bed to match up with the edge of this board right there, right like that. Push the headboard back as far as you can before it turns red. Try to line that up. Actually, I think I probably can push that back just a little bit further. We're gonna go in against this wall until it turns red. We're gonna back that off, and then we're gonna come forward a little bit. We want to try to get it as close as we can to being in line with this board while hiding the headboard. We want to hide that headboard. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to put another bed right beside it, but we want to kind of slide it over a little bit. So you can slide these over into each other for a little bit until they turn red. We want to slide it over because we don't want these next to each other like this, because then it shows the wood part in between. We want to kind of overlap that where that bedding seems to hide it a little bit, and we want to get it to try to be in line as much as possible. And we're going to do this across like this, and I think the count is about 7 boards or 7 beds. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and finally 7. Yes, it will be 7 beds going all the way across. We're gonna hide the edge of these beds a little bit and give a nice walkway up into this because the wolves won't actually walk up on this as it sits right now. So switch on over back to building your wood beam 2 meter. And this is where a little bit of free snapping is gonna come in play. It's gonna wanna snap down here. We don't want it to be down there. You're gonna hold shift. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna see how far out the board will come. You gotta be kind of looking a little bit. We wanna line it up with the edge of the bed frame. And right about there. See how that is? It's right up here against this board. It's right in line with the bed frame. And now, once you have that first board in place, the other ones will actually just snap right where you want them to be, going all the way across. Now this, we can't walk up this on its own. So we need to do one more piece. So we're going to take this piece here. We're going to hold down shift once more. And we're going to aim it. We want to aim it towards the bottom here of this board. Off the ground, onto the face of the board. You'll see it if you hit the ground, it pops up. We don't want it to pop up. We want it to be right in that sweet spot right before it pops up. Right there, so that it's in line with the board. And then you want to test this first before you go putting the rest of these over. If you can walk up without any problems, you've got it in the right spot. If it happens to be a little bit too high and you try to walk up, you can't, see? Can't walk up that. But if it's in the right sweet spot, you can walk up it like it's a set of steps. And then once you have that first board put in place, the other boards will snap appropriately. And then you should be able to walk up and down without any problems. And there's the bedding for our wolf friends. So the last bits... I just realized I have pieces backwards. I apologize. I will have to mark that earlier in the video so that everybody knows. But I actually have some pieces backwards here. So this piece and this piece are actually backwards. So we need this to stand tall here and this to be short there. So we're going to reverse these. Get that to stand tall, that to go short. And then we're going to take our 4 meter board right here. We're going to snap one there. We're going to snap one there. That looks great. Now, our last bit that we need to do. So grab our bronze, our chain, and our coal. And this should be the last bit that we're going to add. We're going to come into furniture. We're going to select brazier, hanging brazier. It doesn't really matter which side that you end up snapping this to. It's your preference. I try to get it more in the center, towards the center of the build itself. I like it there. So I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one there. And then just fill those puppies up with coal. And there we go. Lastly, you may want to put a chest up here. Just a simple chest to store raw meat, because you're going to need raw meat if you're breeding your wolves. I only ever need one chest in here. I don't need, because you could store, 20 stacks of raw meat. So there you go. So lastly, all that you need to do is you need to bring your wolves back to their new home. Thank you so much for hanging out this long. Thank you for being a part of this build. I hope that you found this to be a fun build. A good place to keep your wolves, and overall, just really good. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this build. I'm always looking for feedback, what I can do to better make the build, what can I do to change it a little bit. Did you have problems with the build, or did something not make sense? I do stream on Twitch. The address will be right here. Come on by, see what we're playing that day. I play a wide variety of games, everything from this type of game to first-person shooters to role-playing games. I play a whole lot of things. I play games with fans and friends. Stop by, see what's going on, say hi, say you've seen one of my videos, let me know. Once again though, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate your time. If you haven't already, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, all the jazz that you know already how to do. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. What is that? What is going on? What is happening? What is this? What? clipping that shit. What is this? What? How? The shit? Dude is like...